Hey, welcome back AutoCAD students, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a block that has attributes. And what I want to do first is actually show you an example of a block that has attributes so that we understand what attributes are, and then we're going to make our own. Okay, first of all I'm going to open up the palette by using Control 3 on the keyboard, and when I do that I'm going to go to Annotation tab on the palette, and I'm actually going to take this particular block here called Drawing Title Imperial. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to put that in the drawing right there. Okay, now this block happens to be dynamic, which means that you can manipulate it a little bit in different ways. This one here you can actually make the title line longer or shorter. But in the example block that we're going to make, we're just going to worry about the attributes. All right, so let's take a look at the attributes in this block. So I'm going to double click on it, and you'll notice here are your attributes, and here is the value that where you can put in what you want. Okay, so if I wanted to put in here 1/4 inch equals 1 foot, okay, let's call the view title kitchen detail, and let's say that the view number is number 2. All right, so after we fill in those fields, you'll notice that the block updates automatically. Okay, so let's get started on you making your own just like this for good practice making a block with attributes. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start with a clean slate drawing, because everything in your block should be on layer 0. You don't want to have a lot of extra layers or anything like that. So I'm actually going to start a brand new drawing. I'm going to go to File, New. I'm going to pick the ACAD template file and pick Open. Okay, I'm going to do a zoom all to get the screen down to size, and I'm going to turn off the grid. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is actually draw the objects, not the attributes. Okay, so here I've drawn the actual objects. I'm going to actually make a lettering line on the top and the bottom here. So I'm going to offset this line 0.06. Okay, and that's going to be a nice little lettering guide for the top line, and this is going to be a lettering guide for the bottom. All right, so let's start with the first attribute, which is the view number. Okay, come over here to the Insert tab, and I'm going to pick on Define Attribute. All right, and the first attribute I'm going to define here is the view number. So the tag is really just a placeholder. So I'm going to actually just use an X as a placeholder for the number. The important thing to remember about tags is that they cannot have spaces or special characters. Okay, that's very important. All right, the prompt, I'm going to say enter the view number. That's going to tell me what to do. And the default is actually the default number that maybe you want in there. So if you want the default number to be 1, you could put a 1, but it is changeable. Okay, the justification is going to be middle center, because I do want the number to be in the middle center of the circle. And the text height 0.188. And also at this point I'm going to change my text style here to Tahoma, which is actually a text style that I had made earlier. And I'm going to use my center O-snap and make sure that that snaps right into the center of the object there. Okay, so now let's make another one. Let's go Define Attribute, and the tag that we're going to do up here is going to be the view name. So again, I'm going to notice I don't have any spaces in my tag. Okay, then this text is just for the end user, which is going to be enter the view name. All right, I'm going to use my default is going to be view name to remind me that I need to fill it in. The justification is going to be left, the style will be Tahoma, and the height will be 0.188. I'm going to pick OK here. I'm going to use my nearest O-snap, and that's going to allow me to put it anywhere on this line. So I'm going to start it right about there. Okay, one more attribute. All right, the tag on this is going to be called VP scale, because this is going to be for the scale of the actual drawing, which will be in a viewport. So I'm going to put here, enter the view scale. And the default is going to just say scale, and I'll just say 1:1 for this. Now this justification is going to be the top right, and the text height here is going to be smaller. It's going to be 0.1, and let's pick OK. Now top right, again nearest OSNAP, top right, once I pick this, you're going to see the text move. Okay, so what that means is that the text will, because it's right justified, it will grow in this direction, which is what I want. I don't want my wording to go out past the line. All right, now that I'm done with my lettering guides, I'm going to delete them. Okay, now that I have the attributes created, the last thing I need to worry about is the base point for the block. 0,0 of AutoCAD world will be the base point of this block unless we define it otherwise. Okay, so I'm actually going to move this whole entire drawing. I shouldn't say block because it's not a block yet, but I'm going to move this whole drawing to 0,0. All right, so I'm going to come back here to the Home tab, and I'm going to go to Move, and I'm going to select everything, and then I'm going to pick the center of this circle is where I'm coming from in the Move command, and then I'm just going to type in 0,0 on the command line. All right, so now let's do a zoom extents to see where it landed. Okay, and here you can see that this is now on the UCS icon of 0,0, and that will end up being the insertion base point when this does become a block. All right, so now let's save this drawing. We're not going to make it a block yet. Let's just save it. So we're going to do File, Save As, okay? And down here, I had just saved it earlier, but you're going to give it a name, okay? I called mine Drawing Title Block.dwg and pick Save, okay? Now let's see how it works. So let's go into a new drawing. All right, and here I am in a brand new drawing called Drawing 2. I'm just going to do a zoom all. I'm going to turn off the grid. And now I'm going to go to Insert Block, or you can just type the word Insert on the command line. And I'm going to browse to find where I saved the drawing title block. That's where I saved it. I'm going to pick Open. I'm going to pick OK. Now it's coming in as a block in this drawing. Okay, and notice my cursor is on that insertion base point of 0,0 in the other drawing. Notice my cursor is right in the middle of that circle. So I'm going to place that, and here's my attributes. So let's put in the view number. Let's put in the view name. And let's put in the view scale. Let's say that scale is 1/4 inch equals 1 foot. Okay? And there you have it. That's how you make an attribute block. Good luck with that, and I hope to see you in the next tutorial.